Hi everyone, my name is Princess Palesa Kambule. I am born under the family of the royal family of Dlamini. We are actually the ones that we are coming from the previous state that used to be called Okhistad before South Africa was then called South Africa. And then when they changed them to province, we used to be under the Mpumalanga province, but today it's actually called Limpopo province. My academical background, I'm a civil engineer by profession, of which I then furthered my studies to do my BCom accounting, as well as entrepreneurship studies, where I got an advanced diploma for business management. I've been working as the deputy president for Soweto Business Forum, where I was mostly assisting entrepreneurs to focus into building and getting new markets for them, in assisting the township economy. And also, I have worked as the CEO of Malibuye Investment Holding, where I've been dealing with villages. If you understand the background of South Africa, the most places that everybody think they find a job is in the cities, whereas the villagers, everybody's running away from the village to flock in the city, thinking that they can get a better life. So my journey, I've worked with about 16 villages around the country, where I've been teaching and assisting the communities, especially under the tribal communities. Tribal, I'm talking about those who've got chiefs and kings, and teaching them how to sustain themselves as the tribal communities, that they've got chances because they've got huge land where they can do farming. It's not like in the city where it's easy for you to just farm. And also, where I'm coming from, actually, is a place where it's very, very rich in terms of the economy of South Africa, but it's in the villages because they are full of mines. We've got about 48 to 49 big mines surrounding the area, of which those mines, they were not assisting the community actually with nothing. The basic rights for the community, of which there was a time I fought for, which was just to get the clean water, which is a right for any human being. So my journey has been that I have just been fighting, I can say that, on behalf of the society, on behalf of the community, to get a better way of living, as much as teaching them to build generational wealth from whatever that they have. So I'm also a member on our Dlamini Association, which we are crying and we are fighting to get our land back, because when you talk, say you are a Dlamini, everybody thinks of Swaziland. Whereas the time of the colonizers in South Africa, they divided the land, and the majorities of Swazis were left in Swaziland, were left in South Africa now, today, and the rest, the ones that are inside the border, that other side, they are not even 1/3 of us that we are left this side. So my responsibility as well on that, it was to unite all the Swazis that were in South Africa, and making sure that we get back what we ripped out, our dignity, and what was stolen from us, because we can say it was stolen. Because every nation that is sitting now in South Africa, they are highly recommended except Swazis. So when you say you're a Swazi, you are referred to go to a Swatini. And I've always wondered, because we have other nations in South Africa. We've got Sothos, we've got people from Botswana, but we have never said they must. We associate them with their countries of Lesotho, of Botswana, but immediately say you are a Dlamini. Oh, you are coming from Swaziland, and it's like, why always people think that we are all born on that uh, on that smallest country that it was cut into, whereas here only the Dlaminis in South Africa at the Home Affairs, the register, there are more than 5 million, and the population of Swaziland of everyone is 1.5 million. So it has been a journey that I've been trying to teach on that as well. That and some of the Swazis now, they've even hidden themselves to be Swazis in South Africa because they are scared of being associated to Swaziland. If the Swazis are next to KwaZulu Natal, they will change and say they are also Zulus. If they are next to Limpopo like us, they will change and say they are Pedis. So we are just trying to restore and bring back our culture so that it also be recognized in a very appropriate way, like uh, any nation that we are staying with in South Africa. So that has been my work and my journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Princess. I really appreciate that. That is really very interesting. Now, I would like us to talk a little bit about your family background. Then we can talk about your people in South Africa. Then we'll, of course, go into what you do today, which I find to be very valuable in terms of try to look for what can be the community or the village entrepreneurship, because there are ways that the people in the village can raise money and be able to take care of their necessities, their needs. All right, now first, tell me about your family background. So, what do you want people to know about your immediate family background? Yeah, where you are coming from, your lineage, as it were. Yeah.
Okay, my immediate background is that I was raised by a mother and a father, which they are both late, Mr. and Mrs. Kambule. And I had two big sisters, so I was the last child at home, which my two sisters, they are also both late. And when we go to, in terms of the, what you call, um, the protocol of then how do I then become to be called princess? It's because the King Mbanzeni, which was my great grandfather, he gave birth to King Palani. Palani gave birth to King Swape. Swape gave birth to another King Maisela. Maisela then gave birth to King Palane, and then King Palane gave birth to my father. And that is how I am a princess.
How is the throne of your lineage? Help me explain that a little bit from the genealogy that you just lay out. So, who is the heir to the throne as we currently talk?
The person that is currently on the throne is my aunt, which is the sister to my dad. I'll explain why. On 1968, when they separated, when they started to put on the fence that today now we are calling it a border to separate Swaziland and South Africa. At that time, it was Transvaal, and the king that was sitting on the throne, it was King Mbanzeni.